Hello, everyone. John Bruna here with the Daily Quote. A real honor to be with you. Thank you so much for tuning in. I do hope that you find these quotes and little lessons valuable. Anything I'm sharing with you is not original. Some of it has my name to a quote, but in truth, it has been taught to me. It's been taught to me over 40 years now. And some of the wisdom that has been found, it's been from someone at a bus stop, someone that I've met in a laundromat. Lessons learned from so many people, some pretty well known, some great teachers, but a lot have been just human beings like you and I, doing the best we can, finding our way, and extracting valuable bits of wisdom that help us improve our lives and be helpful to others. And so it's with that inspiration that I share the wisdom that I have found that has helped me with the hopes that, well, it can help you and others. So thanks so much for tuning in, and hopefully you find some of this helpful. And if so, you can pass it along to others. Let's go ahead and get to today's uh, little quote. I'll pull it up here. We are not perfect, and life is messy. This is not a problem. It is simply life. Make yours meaningful. Be willing to engage with the messiness. Get a little dirty and don't worry about how you look to others. Yeah. I cannot even begin to tell you how much anxiety I've had in my life, how much insecurity. I mean, even from the youngest age, my early years as just a child, I was not able to enunciate very well. I could not pronounce words, and it was really awkward. I was very different than others. A lot of fear, a lot of insecurity. Kindergarten was terrifying to me. Petrifying, really. Don't even want to get into all those stories, but basically, I did get some speech therapy and eventually was able to enunciate, and here I am, often speaking for a living. But that was not an auspicious beginning for me. And in my early years, insecurity, fear, not feeling as good as all the other kids seemed smarter than me, more capable in many ways. I was raised in a low-income family. My father had passed when I was young, just 6 years old. Mom had to raise 9 kids. So, and I'm 8 out of 9, and a lot of adventures in that whole journey. But to this quote and to this specific point is life's messy, right? It is not this thing that we learn how to be perfect human beings and we have our stuff together and get the right career, the right relationships, do the things that we see, just thrown at us, advertised. Have this vacation, here's the great life, drive this car, get this career, be like this. There's a lot of people that we see on, well, even YouTube channels like this, but on TV and in media, and they all seem to have it all together. Now, for me personally, I've been in this field of self discovery and personal recovery. I'm in recovery of substance abuse for over 41 years now. And in that time, I've sat through countless meetings and groups, been a counselor, a school teacher, a Buddhist monk. I have dedicated most of my life to trying to be helpful to others, and I've got to listen to others. We run programs around, mental, emotional wellness and recovery and so forth, and general populations, people in recovery and so forth. Been doing this for a while, and I've never met another human being, no matter how much money they had, no matter what title they had, whether they had, even been famous. Didn't struggle from some insecurity, anxiety, feelings of being less than at times, and a messy life. Yeah, adverse childhood experiences, challenges, and insecurities. And the key is once we kind of know this, that I tend to compare how I feel about myself with how others appear on the outside. Wow, I'm never going to win that one. Everyone looks like they have it together. Everyone's got these things going on. And then I'm constantly evaluating myself by how they appear. And sometimes I feel better then, right? I see some people struggling or having a life I'm not interested in, feel superior. Some people seem to have it all together. I feel inferior. And there's this constant journey of comparing myself with others instead of recognizing my own value, what I've overcome, how far I've come in life, and the fact that I have survived every single challenge that's ever been thrown at me. I mean, it's true for you. Check it out. You have survived every single challenge, every adversity, every humiliation, every embarrassment, every thing that's come your way. You have a 100% success rate. That's pretty good. And so the quote today is remembering it's not about being perfect. It's about discovering your value. And the way we discover our value is we get messy. We dig into life. We don't sit on the sidelines trying to look okay. It's like being at a dance, on holding up the wall, looking good while everybody else is dancing, being silly. Life is this messy business, and it's got ups and downs, got joys and sorrows. It has embarrassment and humiliation. It has incredible joy and success, but it is a participant sport. And the way that we discover our value, our capacity, is to dig in, show up, take risks, get embarrassed, but fundamentally be authentic. And that, I think, is the big message here for me personally. I'm someone who uh, couldn't speak when I was a kid. I had a speech impediment. I was embarrassed. I was always feeling less than. I speak for a living now and help people. And I have struggled, and life has been messy. But what I have discovered is I do not need to be charismatic. I don't need to be funny. Don't need to have the right answers. What I have found, whether I'm speaking in a group or at a big conference or wherever, all I need to be is authentic, share from the heart, and have a motivation to be helpful. I don't get nervous if I'm trying to be helpful. I do get nervous if I'm trying to impress people. And that is a big lesson in life. Let's not worry about how people may see us. Let's recognize our value and be as authentic as possible. And you just might find you have an incredible amount of value and inner resources have just been sitting on the shelf. Let's pull it off the shelf, show up, get a little messy, and be who you are. Make mistakes, find successes, and have some humor along the way. Hope you find this helpful.